Amma. Welcome to this episode. And today I'm actually going to be nicer than the last couple of videos you've seen from me. Well, I hope so. I want to talk to you about getting ready to step into your best life. And I'm going to use the sport swimming that I don't do well to illustrate it. Well, Walter and I don't do well. When you want to get in the water, so imagine me now getting the urge to swim. If I could, I would go to find the water. I'm not going to start swimming here because there's no water. In the same way, when you are getting ready to go and step in your best life, you do need to find where your best life might be located. You do need to see the factors and conditions that enable and facilitate your best life. You need to move yourself to where these factors are or where your best life can be found, similar to going to the water. When you find the water, you still look like me. There are still more things for you to do. You need to remove, well, in my case, I can't swim with this cassock. If I make the mistake to get in the water, even as a good swimmer, this is going to bring resistance and it's going to make it difficult for me to be fast swimming. Yeah, if I'm going to do leisurely swimming, maybe this does not matter. But if I'm looking to do competitive swimming, this has to go. All right. In the same way, when you are getting ready to live your best life, there are some beautiful dresses that you may be wearing that might be unsuitable for the activity. AKA, there might be people in your network that might not be suitable for the activity. You may have some crabs in your system. You need to put some distance between you and the crabs. Do you know why? The crabs will pull you back. They will stop you from going. And so before you start swimming, you want to jump, leap away from some of these people so that you get ahead, you get away from them, and you kick away to swim, right? Yeah. Some of these people, you can liken them to the outfits that you are removing. You've got to shed some weight if you want to swim better. You've got to shed some clothing if you've got to swim better. Sometimes, depending on what kind of hair you have and how you want your hair at the end of the swim, you might need to put on particular equipment. And so you do. In the same way, when you are getting ready to live your best life, you've got to ask yourself, who are the toxic people in your life? Who will impede you and stop you from moving forward? And sometimes you need to remove them and leave them to one side. If you are carrying a backpack which contains a lot of things, it's weights, you will not get in the water with that. You will set it to one side. Yes, it still has valuables, but you will come back to them. And some of the people in your network will be treated just like that backpack with your valuables. You hold them dear, you love them, you don't want to leave them behind. You probably will go and return. There are some people who cannot go with you into the water. They are not made for the water. There are some people who just don't have the discipline. There are some people who don't have the attitude. There are some people who don't share the belief set. Many reasons why there are some people that you want to keep in your life, but you will need to put them to one side for a bit. You need to go through the water, finish, and come back to them. Those people, just as you will not dump your backpack with valuables unattended, you might put them in safe, secure places in the same way. You will nurture those relationships. You will let these people know you are busy. I find myself doing a lot of that these days. I have a lot of people that I love that I don't want to remove from my life, but I find myself at a stage where I'm writing my thesis and unable to socialize much. So I sent them all a message initially and I said to them, well, look, this is the time to come. I will be inaccessible for a while. Believe me, as soon as I'm done, I'll be back. Pray for me, wish me well. Yeah, that is the same process as putting the backpack of valuables in a sensible, safe place, maybe a locker, locking it and keeping the key in a sensible place, to jump in the water, to go face the water, to go experience the water, to go live in the best life and potentially come. Sometimes you will take those people to the end of the pool so that you can see it as you swim, and you can use that as a target to swim. Yeah. Living your best life requires a lot of decisions. Some very tough, some very challenging. Who do you leave behind? You need to actually evaluate everybody in your network and realize the toxic ones that need to stay behind. Who is likely to be able to go with you? There are some of your people who can get in. So if you have, I don't know, a waterproof watch, there might be no need to remove it. It can stay on your person if you wanted to, especially if you wanted to check the timing of your lap. It is useful on this journey. It is capable of going with you on this journey. It does not cost you much. Maybe it costs you a little bit of friction, but no problem. You are able to take it, so you jump in the water with them. There are some people in your network that can jump in the water with you, that can help you to refine the process through the water. They will live your best life with you. They will encourage you to be better. They will get better alongside you, and you will find a camaraderie with people who have a like mind, and that makes the journey so much easier. And there are some that you need to move on along ahead to go wait for you. Those are your cheerleaders. There are some who will stay on the side and just walk on the land as you progress in the water and cheer you on. There are decisions to make when you are getting ready to step in your best life. Don't pull the punch when you get there. The success of your journey is dependent on how successful your preparation is. It depends on how bold you are in the decisions you make. It depends on whether you want to pussyfoot around issues or you want to take issues on head on. My recommendation is you take issues on head on. You remove what needs to be removed, you adjust what needs to be adjusted, you secure what needs to be secured, so that your transition on the journey to your best life becomes easier, and the likelihood of you arriving in your destination increases and improves. And when you finally make it to the destination, sometimes you need to look at yourself like you've come out of a swim. But now I am wet. Yes, sometimes the journey to where you want to be feels like that. You need to find a towel. Well, hopefully you had the common sense to bring one. Because if you haven't brought a towel, waiting to dry off is going to be a little bit uncomfortable. Hopefully you got some body cream too, if your skin tone is like mine and needs to be cream. Better if you have friends on that side to interact with and engage with. If you've gone to social events, to swimming events with friends, when you see people who've gone swimming as friends and they come out of the water together and they talk to each other whilst they are washing and getting ready, it's amazing. It's amazing. The preparations in the beginning before you got in the water will determine the experience you have at the end. And sometimes you made a few mistakes, you pay the price for it. But as long as you take stock of it and you learn from it, well, the next time you get in water, you will be better prepared, right? This is how I wanted to use swimming to illustrate the journey towards the better life that you dream of and the things you need to do to get there. Hopefully, I haven't spoken in parables. Hopefully, this is self-explanatory and understandable. And if not, put it in the comments and let's deliberate. See you in the